Hey, this is Moa Smokes, and today we're going to be talking about the Moze Varity. Man, it's always funny when I take a break and then I come back to doing reviews. I'm like, how do I do these things? So usually I have a box in front of me, so I got that, check. Then I have some random stuff on the table, so I got that going for me, which is nice. And now I'm going to talk to you about the shisha. So the Moze Varity comes from Germany. Actually, mine came directly from Germany because I got mine directly from Moze. And it's the shisha that you see me smoking here and here. It's also this one here. And right here, still the Moze Varity. Without further ado, I'm gonna bring the camera in a little bit closer and we're gonna unbox this thing together. All right, before we go any further, I think I should point out that there are two different versions of the Moze Varity. The first version is the Moze Varity Lounge. The Varity Lounge has one hose connector, which means one person can smoke at a time. Then there's the Varity Squad, which is what I have. The Varity Squad has 4 connectors, which means it has 4 hose ports, which means that up to 4 people can smoke at the same time. And I'll actually show you once I get in here with the connector sleeves how that would work. I don't know why, but in my mind, this was like a lot further away than it was. So when you open the box, you'll actually see another box. And that other box looks like this. It says Moze Varity. We're just gonna put this aside for a second and we're gonna open this box up. The first thing that you'll see when you open this up is a piece of paper that says Moze Varity. And then on the back, it says, "We are happy that you have chosen the Moze Varity and guarantee that you will not regret it. The basic version of the Moze Varity already offers you many features, which makes it a unique hookah. Scan the QR code with the camera of your mobile phone to see hints about the Moze Breeze 2 and the different setup options." It says Moze Breeze 2. I think they meant Varity, but you know, we're gonna let it slide. Under that, you'll see the trays. Just like the Moze Breeze 2, there's 2 trays here. The first one is the smaller top tray, and you can actually see it's like laser etched engraved. It looks really cool. I have the black stainless version, spoiler, like I didn't say that earlier, but the version that I got is the black with the frosted base. So it looks like this. And then you'll see the bigger tray. It says Varity, again, laser etched, black stainless steel. And you'll notice it's a shiny stainless steel, so it's not like powder coated or anything like that. It feels very premium. Looks like this after me using it a bunch of times and being very rough with it. All right, if you take that top layer away, under that, it actually looks like this. All right, so here I'm just gonna get a little closer so you can actually see what's in the box. Here you can see the heart. Here you can see a stem of some sort, some connectors, the Purge pieces. We're gonna take it apart piece by piece and explain it. First up, you might remember these from the Breeze 2, but these are the Purge pieces or the Purge modifying pieces or the modification pieces, or Thing 1 and Thing 2 is what I think I called them on the Breeze 2 review. But basically, it looks like this. This one has holes on the inside and holes on the outside, and that's how you know that's the one that's gonna modify your Purge. This one just has holes on the inside, as you can see. Then I have some connector of some sort, and we'll talk about this in a second. I'm gonna get rid of the top layer. This is what the bottom layer looks like. There's a lot of stuff in here. We'll start with the heart. So the heart is black stainless steel. Here you can see the connector ports. Here's the bottom of it. It looks like this. I'm gonna take all of these pieces out just to show you what we're looking at. There's 4 different pieces here. And you're probably wondering why there's 4 different pieces. And actually, I should hold them like this because the down stem has 2 pieces and the top stem has 2 pieces. If you want a shorter down stem, you keep it like this. If you want to make it a little bit longer, you screw this in here. You'll notice the part at the bottom looks the same. Same with the top stem, screw this into this. And now you have these 2 pretty decently sized stems, down stem, up stem, top stem, whatever you want to call it. You have the diffuser. So the diffuser screws on like so, or if you want to leave it off, you can actually unscrew it and then flip it and leave it like this. Regardless of how you set it up, this is important. Regardless of how you set it up, this notch, I'll show you right here. Cameraman, make sure you get this. Oh, I'm the cameraman. This notch right here, right where my finger is where you want your water to be, regardless of whether the diffuser's on or off. The down stem, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna screw it into the bottom of the heart, like so. And we're done with step 1 right here. If you want, you can scan that QR code that's on the paper. Like I said with the Breeze 2, it kind of felt more like an IKEA catalog than anything else, so I didn't really understand it, so I had to figure it out on my own. If you're somebody that understands IKEA catalogs, feel free to read along or look at that and go from there. There's these 2 little baggies. They're in Ziploc bags. This one has Purge balls and it actually has the balls for the connector. And then this is the, what do I call these? Plugs? Connector plugs? These are the connector plugs. All right, so we have these baggies. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up this baggie and I'm going to take out 4, is that right? Yeah, 4 of the smaller balls. I'm gonna put the bigger balls back inside. You guys are children for laughing at that. All right, so this is what it looks like. I have these 4 smaller Purge balls, and what I'm gonna do is at the top here, I'm going to drop from the top, I'm gonna drop each of the purge balls into each of the 4 holes that are around the side, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here, each of these got a purge ball. Oh no, yep, you can see it right there. All right, now just like the breeze, depending on where you want the purge to come out of kind of determines where you put the purge elements or thing 1 and thing 2. All right, so we're gonna call this thing 1 because this doesn't have holes on the outside, it only has holes on the inside. If you don't want the purge to come out from the heart, you're gonna put this here. If you do want the purge to come out from the heart, you're gonna put thing 2, one with the holes on the outside, here. Again, these are called the purge connector pieces, the purge discs. They have a bunch of different names that people have called them. From there, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the top stem and you're gonna screw the top stem in and secure that purge piece into the heart so that it doesn't move. Looks like that. Probably needs a sleeve, right? Like, it just can't look like a stem. So we're gonna go back into the box, and in my box, there's this box. And this box actually has the sleeve that I got for this shisha. The sleeve that I got is the black stainless steel. Goes over it like so. I'm gonna grab the bigger tray, put it here, and then I'm just gonna grab this element right here, which we decided to call, I think, purge piece, purge disc. This is thing 1. This is the one that doesn't have the holes on the outside. And we're just going to screw that on. And now it's secure, and it looks like this. Now we grab the bowl adapter, and we're gonna just screw the bowl adapter in, like so. We're gonna put this down for a second. So since this is a squad version of, it actually has these connectors, and these connectors are in 2 pieces. So you can just screw them into each other like so, and there's 4 of them. So just screw all 4 of them in, and then you just place them. So now it looks like this. The bigger balls that we left in the baggie, you can actually put them inside, and then you can actually plug it. I'll show you with one just what it looks like. So what you're gonna do is you are going to unscrew this. You're gonna drop this purge ball, the bigger one, in here, and then you are going to screw this in. And then once you do that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab the connector plugs, and you're just gonna grab one of them. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take, see this side right here, you're going to put the connector plug into it, like so, and it's just silicone. So all you're doing is blocking it off. And this is if you wanna smoke by yourself. If you don't wanna smoke by yourself and you want other people to join, then it can't have this connector plug on. You gotta take that off. You gotta leave the ball inside and leave that off. Here's one that's plugged. You're just gonna put it in here, and now this one's plugged. Just to explain how this works, anytime that there is a connector piece that doesn't have a ball in it, that means air will flow when you pull. So if you connect a hose to this and you pull, air will flow. If you purge directly into the hose, it will purge. And when you purge, the smoke will come out of any hole that is not plugged. Meaning that it won't come out of this hole because this one's plugged, but it will come out of here, and it'll come out of here and here because those aren't plugged. Now, if you wanna smoke with other people and you don't wanna use the connector plugs, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put a ball into each of these connectors, each of the things that your hose is gonna connect to, basically. From there, when you pull, the other person's not gonna have to plug because that ball is going to plug the airflow. I hope that makes sense. We're gonna go back into the box one last time, and that last thing is a base. All right, so as I mentioned, there's actually a place where you can screw the heart directly into the base. So you're gonna do that here, and then you're just gonna twist. And this is what it's gonna look like. Varity sounds a lot like variety, and they did that for a reason. The reason being, I'm gonna put this down for a second, and I'm just gonna unscrew this, and I'm gonna unscrew that too. And I'll take that off, and then I'm gonna take this off. Remember when we were putting this together, like all those years ago, I mentioned that the top stem was 2 pieces. So if I were to take this off, for instance, and then I took my stainless sleeve and I went like this, it actually gets shorter. And now I'm just gonna take the same pieces I just took off and put them back on. Now it's shorter. Cool, right? But wait, there's more. So there's actually a 3rd setting. So if I were to take this out of the base, remember how I told you there was 2 parts of the down stem? Let me just unscrew the down stem because it's easier. So here, and then take the diffuser off So basically remove this piece completely. Screw this in. Now the down stem is this long. Grab this. And now it looks like this. It's a lot shorter. It's actually the size of the Breeze 2, which is pretty cool. Breeze 2 is one of my favorites. Obviously I reviewed that one. I loved it. And this is like the supercharged version of it. Like, hey, you liked options, here are more options. Now the only thing is, you can no longer use this base when this thing is this tall. So what they did to account for that is, there is a separately sold separately, not included. This is not part of the package. You will not get this if you just buy the package. I'm saying this multiple times because I don't want you to be like, oh, where is it? There's this thing called a plug-in adapter that they sell on their website. And what it looks like is this. It's pretty cool. So all you do is put it here and then you just screw it in. And now it looks like that. And I bought a red grommet from them because they sell red grommets and red's my favorite, obviously. You put this grommet on and then now it fits into any base. So now you just get put into a mini base and you're good to go. This is not a mini base, so I'm not gonna do that. Again, sold separately, the adapter is not included. Saying that again. At the smallest setting, the Varity is 15 inches long. Try to put this back on. At the medium setting, this is 17 inches. And then finally at the tallest setting, this is 20 inches. You go anywhere from 15 to 20 inches. It's a 5-inch difference from the smallest setting to the largest setting on the Varity. So you get one shisha that's like 4 different sizes. Is it 4? Yeah, I guess I didn't do the other one. You get one shisha that's 4 different sizes and it varies anywhere from 15 inches at the smallest to 22 inches at the largest, which is pretty cool. The other cool thing is, I don't know if you noticed, but when I made this sleeve shorter, it actually becomes the same size sleeve as the Breeze 2. So the Breeze 2 sleeves, you can use them with this. If I take this off, this is a Breeze 2 sleeve and I'm using it right now on the Varity. Very cool, right? So you can have a shisha that looks like this. And I'm just using the sleeve from the Breeze 2. All right, so this whole setup is stainless steel, except for the glass at the bottom, obviously. What do you get in the box? You get the stem, the top stem, which is 2 pieces, the bottom stem, which is technically 3 pieces because you have the diffuser, which is detachable. Again, this is the squad version, so you get 4 connectors. If it was the lounge version, you just get 1 connector. You get these 2 Purge modification pieces, the discs that I've been calling thing 1 and thing 2. You get the bowl grommet, you get the bowl adapter, you get the base that comes with it, you get a sleeve depending on which configuration you select. There's multiple colors out there. The stainless steel also comes in black or silver stainless steel. You get the large tray, you get the small tray. I'm gonna go pack a bowl. Like, I need to smoke. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna clear the table. I'm gonna leave the accessories because I wanna talk about them a little bit, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I packed the bowl and I'm back. Now we're gonna talk about what happens when you don't set it up properly. I have all the connectors connected. I have a hose. I grabbed a handle, and now I'm gonna smoke. Listen. The water's not bubbling, no smoke's coming out. Now the reason for that is, if you have a squad version and you leave these open, you don't put the ball in the connectors, it's not gonna pull, it doesn't work. So what you're gonna do is, you're gonna grab the ball, put it into the connector, close the connector up, and you're gonna do that for the other 3. And this is if you're smoking by yourself. You have them in the other 3 now. I already put it in this one. But now, pull. See how it works? And now when I purge, it's coming out of the connectors. I'm gonna move this out of the way because it's directly in front of me and I feel like you can't see me anymore. Now say you're smoking with someone else. You're smoking with someone else and they're like, hey, do you have another hose? And you're like, yeah, just, connect that. So you connect this other hose and now they're smoking. And then you're smoking. And then you're both smoking. And you're both getting smoke. And it's cool because essentially what's happening is that plastic ball that's in the connector is shutting it when you're pulling, so it's not leaking. So you don't have to do that old school thing where you like plug the hose while the other person's pulling, like, oh, thank you. You're not smoking with another person. Take that connector out. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna set this to the side. You're gonna grab this plug and you're just gonna plug it from the bottom like I showed you at the beginning of the video. And you're gonna do that for the other 3 as well. Now, it's a 1-person shisha. You smoke. And then you purge. And it comes out of wherever you have thing 2, the one with the holes on the outside. That's where the smoke's gonna come out of. Option 1, you want your purge to come up from the heart. Step 1, if you have the squad version, you're going to plug each of the connectors, which means you're going to use these plug things and put them at the bottom. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take this disc right here. This is thing 2, I think, the one with the holes on the outside. You're gonna put it right there over the purge balls. You're gonna take the top stem, you're gonna screw it in, you're gonna take your sleeve. It doesn't really matter what you do with the trays. I'm just gonna grab the biggest tray. You're gonna grab this piece, and then you're gonna take the bowl port and you're gonna screw that in. It looks like this. Again, the disc with the holes on the outside are here. Now I have a special guest joining me. This is Gotham. Say hi to Gotham, everyone. He's a good boy. Now, Gotham, you like this purge? No, you don't like this purge? No, I mean, can it do anything else? Option 2, you want it to come down from the tray. So, what you're going to do, by the way, anytime you're trying to take this off and you can't just unscrew this, just turn the tray. Here we have the purge piece, and this is the part that doesn't have holes on the outside. This is thing 1. We're gonna put that over the heart. Again, we're gonna grab the top stem. We're gonna screw that in. We're gonna take the sleeve, cover that up. Now you'll notice that the holes are not exposed. We have this purge piece right here with the holes on the outside. We're gonna flip it down and then screw it in. Put the tray over it, or you're gonna take the bowl port, screw that in. All right, tell me if you like this one, okay? What do you think, is that cool?
Yeah, but like, I feel like it's capable of more.
Bro, you're killing me. This not impressive to you? Option 3, you want the smoke to come out like this from the top of the tray, hitting the bottom of the bowl in like a nice V shape. All you're gonna do is put the tray on top. I haven't moved any of these other pieces. You're gonna take the piece that has the holes on the outside, thing 2, screw that in, holes facing up. Then you're gonna put the bowl port right there, and now the holes are exposed on the outside. How about this one? Impressive?
I've seen better. What else can I do?
You want that cool, like, it's gonna hit the bottom of the second tray. It's gonna do this cool stuff where like it waterfalls off. You're gonna take the smaller tray, laser side up. You're gonna lay it down. It's gonna sit really nicely. I don't know if you guys see that, but it's sitting really nicely. You're gonna take the bowl port and then screw that in. And now it looks like this. There's modifications to this. It's essentially the same purge, but the modification that I'll say is what you can do is you can actually screw this in upside down, like so. I think this is technically another purge option, but I mean, it's such a small modification. It just gives it a little bit more space and it makes it look a little bit different when it comes out. So you'll see here, there's a little bit more space. This is a little bit more raised. All right, tell me what you think of this one, okay? Pretty cool, right?
Does it do anything else? Let me see. Let me see if it does anything else.
So I can switch it again. What you're gonna do is you're gonna unscrew this, take this off. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take the smaller plate, put that down. You're going to take the purge element and you're going to screw that in. You're gonna take the bigger tray, put that over. Then you're gonna take the bowl adapter and screw that in. And it looks like this. So now you have the bigger tray at the top, the smaller tray at the bottom, and then right here is where the smoke is gonna come out when you purge. Just like there were modifications for the other one, there's modifications for this one. If you really want to, you can have the small tray at the bottom. You can flip this up like so. You can put this tray on top, and now there's like a really big gap, and it looks funny when you purge, but it's a modification, it's an option. I consider it the same option, but just a different way of doing it. How about this? You like this one?
Yeah, but is that all it can do?
You leave the small tray at the top. You're going to flip this to where it looks like this, down, and then you're going to put the bowl adapter on top. And then this purge is kind of cool because you can kind of see it from the bottom and the top when you purge, and it looks like this. All right, tell me if you like this one. That's amazing, right? You like that one?
Yeah, that one's cool, but like, what else does it do?
Are you joking right now? Like, you want more?
Yeah.
There's so many options. Also, if you want, you can flip this piece up directly onto the stem. And it's gonna look like this. It'll look really funny. And it's loose now. Then you're gonna put this here and you're going to screw that in like this. This purge looks crazy for no reason, but like everything's loose and it looks great. But I mean, just, you know, disclaimer, it's not secure, but it looks cool. Watch this one. That's cool, right?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I like the most.
All right. Here, bud. Thank you. Yes. All right, go to your bed. So that was Gotham joining us for all of the purge options. So there's probably more out there. If you think of any more, let me know in the comments. Maybe there's some that I haven't discovered yet. Maybe there's some that'll impress Gotham a little more than what I just did. So what I'm gonna do is in the description, I'm going to tell you who else sells it, how to get it, and any discount codes that I have. I'm gonna include that there so you can pick it up for cheaper than what they have it on the website. Now you'll notice I'm actually using this yellow hose that I'm using. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Moze. Moze actually sells colored hoses that match all of the different sleeve options that they have. This handle that I'm using is actually a Moze handle as well. It says Moze, it's their carbon handle, and you can change what the color is here if you buy the sleeve sets, and they sell that on their website as well. The adapter that I screwed in earlier to make it fit any base, any of the plug-in bases, they sell that as an accessory separately. The red grommet that's on the outside is actually part of a set, comes with the bowl grommet as well. They sell that on their website. They also sell the connector sleeves. So the connector sleeves look like this. And essentially the way that the connector sleeves work is it's a ring. You put the ring on the connector, screw it back in, and it looks like that. So you can actually put it all across all four of the connectors. You can mix and match colors. They sell the connector sleeves as well. And then finally, all of the sleeves that worked with the Breeze 2, you can actually use those as well on the shorter setting for the top stem. They also sell these sleeves. This is a white sleeve. You can replace the black sleeve that I have right now on the taller setting with this. This is the large sleeve. I have a bunch of sleeves because I love the shisha, so I got all of the accessories I could for it. So here's a yellow sleeve for it. They also sell shorter sleeves. So aside from the Breeze sleeves I just talked about, there's these sleeves. Here's a blue one. They sell a bunch of colors, and they call these accessories their line collection. So their line collection works with the Varity. So that's where we are with accessories. Now we're gonna talk about the pros and cons. First, we're gonna start with the pros, but before that, I'm gonna smoke because I don't want my bowl to burn, but also because I want to smoke. All right, so pros and cons. The first pro is the diffuser's on it. It's detachable. You can actually flip it if you want to turn the diffuser off, and it attaches right to the bottom of the down stem. Diffuser on or off, it's preference. It's up to you. I like the diffuser because it's quiet. So here, if you listen, it's very quiet. There's at least 7 different purge options. I went through the ones that I know. If you know any other ones, feel free to shoot them in the comments. The next pro is the height's adjustable. So like I said, you can make the top stem this height, or you can take it down to this level. And then the down stem, you can actually take it down to where you remove that extra piece, you make it shorter. And again, that's when you would use the adapter and you put it into a smaller base. So again, lots of customization options between the accessories, the adjustable height or the variable height of the stem itself. From the top stem to the down stem, the height's adjustable. They have accessories for days. Like, you can really customize this thing and make it look exactly the way you want it to look. And the Breeze 2 accessories work, like the sleeves work. So you can add that to the top stem. You can also add it to your hose handle so that you can really get a unique look. You can get a hose that actually matches. So if you want to do a yellow look, you could do that. The yellow look essentially looks like this. So this is what it looks like in yellow. Like I said, overall, very cool look and feel. The last pro is that if you get the squad version, you can smoke with people, which is very cool. Like you can connect another hose and smoke. You grab another hose, you connect it, they have their hose, you're holding your hose, they're smoking. No one has to plug their hose while you're smoking or the other person smoking. The only reason I'm plugging mine is because I put the box away and the box has that last connector ball. So I plugged, but you're not gonna have to plug. It's cool because nobody has to plug their hose while their other one's smoking, because that ball that's inside the connector sleeve actually makes it to where when one person pulls, it actually shuts it off. But if somebody else pulls at the same time, they can still pull and you can like steal smoke from the other person, which I like doing. It's fun for me. I'm gonna smoke again real quick. All right, now for the cons. It doesn't come with a hose or handle, which is kind of tedious. You're gonna have to get your own hose and handle. Like I said, Moze sells them, but it's harder to get them if you're in the United States. I was lucky enough to order mine directly from Moze, so I just ordered everything at the same time. The next con is some of the pieces, like those connector pieces up here, like the Purge discs or thing 1 and thing 2, certain variations when you have it set up, sometimes they get stuck. And they get stuck because as it heats up, the metal expands and it gets stuck. So it's harder to remove. So you'll have to let it cool off and then run it under cold water and then dry it off and then remove it. It's happened to me a couple of times. It's nothing that's a deal breaker for me because again, if you let it cool off, you're not really changing where those connector pieces are while you're smoking. You usually do it after the fact. I point it out just in case it happens so you don't get frustrated. Let it cool off, wash under cold water, and then dry it and remove it. My next con is I don't really trust screw-in bases, and this isn't a Moze specific thing. This is just across the board. I did talk to Moze about that, and they said if that happens, reach out to them, let them know that that happened, and they'll try to fix it. A bunch of other companies do the same thing. You reach out to them, they'll try to help you fix it, or they'll replace it for you. But the nice thing about having this plug-in adapter is 99% of the time when I'm smoking this, I'm not smoking this at this setting. I'm using this, and I'm using a different base, and I'm using it at the shorter setting. And I do that because, you know, I like to watch TV when I'm smoking, so I don't like the shisha blocking my view. And then actually, interestingly enough, the last con that I had is that the adapter, the plug-in adapter is sold separately. I would have loved it if this just came with it, because that way it would make it easier for people. That way they don't have to go through the hassle of, you know, trying to figure out like how to replace their base or how to fix their base or anything like that. So again, I would have loved it if the adapter was included. But otherwise, for what you get for the money, I think it's worth it. I think it's a very unique shisha. I think it smokes really, really well. It's open without being too open. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, this is probably like a 3, 1 being breathing, 10 being, you know, drinking boba through a straw. It's open without being airy or too open. It hits really well. I really like the black that's on the stainless steel. It doesn't rub off, it doesn't scratch off, it doesn't come off. They did a really good job with the color, and I've had this since April and it's now October and I haven't had any kind of discoloration, and I use this at least once a day, I think. It's one of my favorites, so I hope that's saying something. But yeah, there you go. You have the pros, the cons. This video is super long. I went through all of the possible options. Feel free to jump around in the description. I have a table of contents and you can just go to specific options. But yeah, so thank you to Gotham for joining me and being, you know, my co-host on this for the segment where we show the different purge options. And thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you leave it in the comments if you found other purge options that I didn't think about. Until then, I'll see you guys next time, and I'm just gonna smoke for a little bit. Oh, for those wondering if you're still here, if you get the frosted base and you don't know where the water goes right here, right where it starts to curve up. That, just in case you can't see the downstem to see where it's supposed to go. On my specific base, it's 965 milliliters, but feel free to play around with the water level to make sure it's to your liking. I'll see you guys next time.